Welcome to this week's episode of Talk of the Town. My name's Philip Swicegood, and I am back with my good friend Dr. Harper from Vein Specialist of the South. Now, it's the new year. That means that you're probably back in the gym trying to work off some of that Christmas weight. You're trying to look your best for summer season, which is right around the corner, but you may have seen an unsightly varicose vein or something else pop up that you just want one of the experts at Vein Specialist of the South to look at. Please give Dr. Harper and one of my friends there a call today and they will get you seen. We also want to thank this week's presenting sponsor, which is Piedmont Macon. Piedmont provides comprehensive quality healthcare for all of your medical needs. Thanks so much to the amazing people at Piedmont Macon for making a show like this possible, but for more importantly, for investing in Central Georgia. We're so grateful for them. Now, if you're waking up and it's Saturday morning and you're wondering what in the world is Talk of the Town, what's this show on my television on 13 WMAZ, here's what you can expect week in and week out. A conversation between me, Dr. Harper, and someone in the community that has a story that we think you should know about. This week is no exception because we are here with James Fritze. James is the president and CEO of NewTown Macon. That's the organization in town that has done so much good and has helped to grow downtown Macon here in recent years. And we are thrilled about this conversation. James, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. It's a real pleasure to have y'all here.
Now, James, as a longtime Maconite, I know what NewTown Macon is, and so does Dr. Harper, but if someone's watching today that isn't as familiar with the brand, what exactly do you guys do?
We are the private redevelopment agency for downtown Macon. We were established in 1996 by the Peyton Anderson Foundation. So, unbelievably, in the spring, we'll celebrate our 30th anniversary. And so, our mission is to invest time, resources, and money into local people and businesses to revitalize downtown.
So I understand that in 2024, there are some awards that were given to NewTown Macon that our friends would probably like to know about. It speaks to the success of y'all's organization. You want to share that?
Sure. In spring of 24, we won the Great American Main Street Award. And Main Street America is a national organization whose focus is to help re-energize historic downtowns. And so they select just a handful of towns or cities every year or so, and we won the highest award. And so it's a tribute to the work that we've done. I think there were two aspects that they really thought that we exceeded that just other cities don't do. And one is, we really support local Maconites. I mean, our job is to uplift all Maconites. We're a very diverse 50-50 kind of demographic city, and so our job is to uplift all of them. I think they recognize that. And then the other thing they recognized is that we do a really good job in Macon of collaborating with all our sister agencies. And we do that through what we call the Macon Action Plan. And so if you go back and look at the Macon Action Plan, historically we have done, this will be the third one, but historically we've completed about 90 of the tasks that are in there. And they're tasks for everybody. It's for the Urban Development Authority, it's for Visit Macon, it's for the Chamber, it's for Historic Macon. I mean, it is all the agencies that we work with, including the government. And so that's just, they find that is very unique, that a whole town would come together under one plan.
Is it a 10-year plan or a 5-year
plan?
Plan?
5-year plan.
So what year are we into this plan?
We're just finishing year one.
And what exactly is the Macon Action Plan?
It lays out a roadmap for us of what we need to accomplish in the next 5 years to continue to elevate downtown Macon. And the tenets there were, we're starting to where we need some significant public investment, which I think we're starting to see with the mayor's leadership. We needed some more, to activate some more green spaces, so we've just finished Rosa Parks, we've done the Cotton.
Which is beautiful. Rosa Parks is great.
And we've got a couple more projects. We're gonna do the same thing down at Cherry Street Plaza, and then we've also got plans for a big multi-generational playground. So we've got a lot of really, we think, are unique and interesting and projects that are going to differentiate Macon again from everybody else. So.
Okay. And so we're filming this in December right now. And so last night my family went to the Rosa Parks, and there's a big snowman in the middle of it right now that's gorgeous. My 2-year-old tried to climb it. We had to pull him off, but that's just one of the great things that you guys have been able to do. Talk to me though about some of the businesses that you guys have been able to get to come to downtown Macon. Is there one or two that kind of jumps out at you that you think our viewers would like to hear about?
Yeah, I think so. Two that I can think of right off the top. One is the Social Duck. So I don't know if people are familiar with duck pin bowling, but it's kind of a bowling ball that's kind of your hand size. And
So
it's
you don't
around,
have to put your finger in the ball.
Right,
You
you
can
just-
just roll it down there. You don't get your finger
Right.
caught stuck or anything.
and it's so it's for all ages because
Yeah.
it's not a 16-pound ball or anything. And so Janine and Chris Ellis opened that local position. And then the other thing that's real interesting, I don't know if folks came to the Blitzen Bar over on 2nd Street. Well, those guys now have a permanent location, and they call their business Macon Switch. And the point is, it's going to be a themed bar. So it's going to be Christmas now, and then it'll go to New Year's, and then it'll go to Valentine's Day, and then it'll go on and on and on.
So where's that?
So it's up on 1st Street, just by Just Tapped, and so it's stop by there. It was a lot of fun. We had our Christmas party there last night, and it's a good spot. So
Did you have a favorite drink?
oh, they have all kinds of wine. Yeah, I had a couple to put your eye out. Put your eye out.
Talk to me about the restaurant scene. There always seems to be a new restaurant coming to town. Any that's really jumped out at you the past couple months?
We went to Oliver's. Matt and Nikki do a great job up there. And the thing that's going to be interesting is they're renovating their 2nd floor.
Really?
So hopefully by the first of the year, they're going to have a little 40-seat restaurant upstairs. And so
Will it be
look for-
Oliver's or will it be something
They're
different?
going to call it the Perch.
Oh, this might be breaking news here, guys. The Perch on top of Oliver's.
Does it feature mocktails?
I think they're going to have a full bar. I think
okay.
Matthew keeps going back and forth,
Right,
but
okay.
but I know that the food will be outstanding.
All right.
So
So Newtown's known for bringing people to move downtown or local residents to come and visit, but also to bring businesses in. Tell us technically, if you don't want to get too technical, but in a way that people would understand how you do that.
we started in 2012 as a loan fund, loaning money to real estate developers. And we were successful at that, and we've loaned probably, I don't know, $40-ish million that have generated another $172 million of outside capital in there. So, 110, 12 million. But what we realized when we were doing that was our storefront occupancy was in like the low 30s. And our goal has always been to get it in the 85s. Well, the only way to do that is to incentivize businesses to come down. Well, the first thing we had to do was we had to teach a lot of people who had great ideas how to run a business. So we started academies, and we now run 4 adult education academies, 1 on developers, 2 on entrepreneurs, and 1 on marketing. And so that really equips business, wannabe entrepreneurs. And then we have a loan fund that's specifically focused at loaning startup capital to businesses. And
So can anybody apply to be part of the Entrepreneur Academy, or do you have to be committed, I want to have something downtown?
No, anybody. We open it up. The Entrepreneur Academy is a lot of fun because we make you do a business plan, and at the end of it, you have to make a pitch. So you have to stand up in front of a group and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is why I want to do it, and this is how I'm going to do it. And so by the time you get to the end of it, you've either convinced yourself that your hobby is really going to be a business, or it's just a hobby, and you need to keep just doing it in your garage.
So looking forward to the next 24, 48 months, what are you seeing on the horizon for new things that might be downtown?
Well, we're working, the real estate side is really active right now. I'm sure you've seen it. We've got a brand new building on Cherry Street. We had to replace the old Neal's building. We tried to rehab it, but it just, sometimes you can't. We've got a brand new building coming up behind City Hall, so that's going to bring a lot more residents. And then we have been able to rehab a building down on 7th Street. So we've got probably 300 new apartments that'll be online in the next 18 months. So that's another, 450, and probably 600 dogs right to downtown Macon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're excited about having that. Plus, we're supportive of the mayor and the government's initiatives with the new convention center, and we're thrilled that Mercer's decided to move its medical center into downtown. We really believe it'll be catalytic because kind of downtown is kind of stopped, if you know the geographic at Walnut Street.
Right.
This will push it all the way to the river. So we're excited about that. We'll be part of doing some apartments in that development. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming. I think we keep saying in a couple, 3 years, we may not recognize this place.
I have a question. I have a question everybody wants to know. When is the 1675 interchange going to be done?
Can you guys do something about that?
Oh, it's
Who complains
terrifying.
it?
Yeah. Well, the thing that hurts our feelings is that we also do the Old Milwaukee Heritage Trail.
Yeah.
A lot of that trail runs right under that.
Yes.
And it's
Right in the
just
middle of it.
been destroyed.
That's
So,
tough.
yeah,
That's
they're
tough.
using our favorite park for their laydown yard now.
Yeah, goodness. James, I want to ask you a question about NewTown Macon, but first we have to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsor.
I'm a certified health coach who loves helping others. My personal health journey started a little over a year ago. I began by walking, then I started playing pickleball. After losing over 100 pounds, my legs were still bothering me because of pain and bulging veins. I needed help, and all my friends recommended Vein Specialists of the South. I learned at my appointment that vein disease only gets worse without treatment and didn't realize how bad my vein problems were. But the VSS team was there to help and customized a treatment plan that fits my active lifestyle. Every staff member I met during my procedure was informative and caring. They even played my favorite music. My legs looked and felt better right after my procedure. Just a few weeks after my procedure, I was back on the courts doing what I love. If you want better looking and feeling legs, it's time to call the best, Vein Specialist of the South.
Piedmont Macon is proud to be your partner in healthcare, in business and in the community. From our 2 convenient hospitals and ERs, our cardiac program, women's services, and urgent care centers, we provide Middle Georgians with comprehensive care close to home. Our goal is to empower you through great care that's simplified, unified, and easier than ever to access. Our mission is to make a positive difference in every life we touch. We want to be part of your family and your life and to make our community a better place to live.
At Raphael Tire Master, we're starting off 2026 with more savings during our New Year's Tire event. Now through January 31st, you'll get $100 off any set of 4 new passenger or light truck tires with paid installation. Our entire inventory is on sale, which means you'll get the tires you want at prices that save you money. Start the new year off driving with confidence. Visit one of our 6 Raphael Tire Master locations in Macon and Warner Robins and log on to raphaeltire.com for more savings.
Flint Energies knows safety is the backbone of reliability. To deliver the power you need means doing things right. So we can continue to provide reliable energy and peace of mind. Because safety runs through everything we do. Flint Energies is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
Come have some real family fun down on the farm at Lane Southern Orchards. Grab a rocking chair on the porch while the kids play on a farm-themed playground with real tractors. Stroll through our huge indoor roadside market filled with fresh produce, gourmet treats, local wines, craft beers, and authentic souvenirs. Enjoy breakfast and lunch at the Peachtree Cafe. Make sure to save room for our homemade peach cobbler and ice cream. Open daily. Take I-75 to exit 142.
Back several years ago, I had varicose veins, and I had the type veins that were big and distended. Being a firefighter is physically demanding. When you're at a working fire, you're on your feet for several hours. You are constantly getting up and down. When you're actually fighting fire, you're crawling around inside of a structure. And it does have a bearing on your legs, just your whole body, and that added to my problem. That's when I came to see Dr. Harper at Vein Specialist of the South. He actually corrected the problem, and he removed the diseased veins. It was outpatient. I was awake during the whole time, and it was really quite pleasant. He put on some of my favorite music. I kicked back, I let him do his thing, and the results were absolutely amazing. I was feeling a lot better. By my experience, Dr. Harper is a true pioneer in his field, and we're blessed to have him right here in Middle Georgia. If you are having a similar issue, call Vein Specialist of the South today.
I'm here right now with Mark Ballard, one of my good friends. He's the artist, Mark Ballard. He's also famous for having great looking legs for all that spinning he does, and you'll see him out on the roads riding his bike. But today we're here to talk about the fact that you're actually a patient of Vein Specialist.
Absolutely.
So we'd like for you to share a little bit about your experience and
Okay, I'd
with
love
us.
to. First of all, I just was having some vein issues and sought you out
Right.
to help me with that, and you were very kind, and we went through, what do you call that process where you pull it through?
We treated the underlying cause of your problem and corrected the visible problems.
And he said, you won't feel any pain, which I didn't. And he said it felt like somebody was moving little worms or something. He showed them to me. I think it was little, I'm like, I don't want to see them. But anyhow, that was very smooth, no problems. But then maybe a year or two later, I had a pain develop in the back of my calf.
Right.
That, people at the gym were saying, you need a massage, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I'm going to call.
You were already into the exercise and wellness thing. And,
which could have been terrible if they had done a full massage. They could have just lodged it.
Yes.
So I called Dr. Harper, and he saw me and said that, I remember you told me about, there's certain tests you can do, stand on your toes and all that stuff, lift your toes. Right. So anyhow, I had a DVT and one calf.
That was a surprise, wasn't it?
It was. I didn't even. I thought that was for old people.
Right. It can happen to anybody.
But it's not. That's right.
And actually, you did the right thing by calling.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a dangerous thing people don't realize. One thing I think about you every time I put on it's the compression hose.
Right.
Makes such a difference in my everyday life now. And they're really cool in the wintertime because they keep your legs warm. But your legs guarantee, those of you that need to be wearing them, when you wear them, your legs will feel better.
Right.
When you take, that night when you take them off, you're thinking my legs are much better. There's no swelling, any of that kind of stuff. So what you got me to realizing is that I needed to continue doing my exercise. Right. Because just being sedentary does. I would think that would help make it worse, right?
Yes. So be active, wear your compression, elevate your legs if you're sitting around reading a book or watching TV, and maintain a healthy weight. And you've done great with all of those things. Congratulations on taking ownership in your health, and we're glad to have been part of that.
And it was because of you.
Thank you for coming to share with us today.
It's been fun.
Mark's one of my good friends for many years. We're proud of it. He's a Maconite. He's put Macon on the map. So thank you.
And you have with the veins.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town, where we are here with James Fritze, who is the president and CEO of NewTown Macon. James, we're so glad to have you. And there was news, I believe it broke a week or two ago, that there is this massive investment from Mercer University into a brand new medical school that you touched on a few minutes ago. And I believe you said earlier it was going to be about $85 million over on the other side of Macon. I mean, an investment of this size, what exactly does that do to that area? Is there a compounding effect with other businesses moving in?
Oh, absolutely. I can't tell you the excitement. Mercer could have put this medical school anywhere, right? And so they chose to put it in downtown Macon. And so President Underwood and his staff did a lot of research and due diligence. He's gone out and raised $85 million to build that. And we're excited because a lot of that came from the foundations that we know and love and work with in Macon. So we're thrilled that everybody stepped up for that. But that's also going to create, and we're talking the space that's kind of between the dog park and the Burger King on Riverside. So that big 10-acre spot. So they're also going to put a medical office building in there. So they're going to drive more research into that medical school. Obviously, we're going to have a little infrastructure, so we'll do a parking deck, but we're also going to build an apartment complex in there, as well as across the street, the convention center is going to come in. And so they're still trying to work through, do they need a hotel on that side, or can they do the hotel on the inside of Riverside, if you will. So in any event, $400-ish million. I mean, we just kind of throw these numbers out now. We used to, when I first started at NewTown, we did a $100,000 loan, and we were like terrified that it was going to take us. Now we're talking, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So, but anyway, yeah, really excited because that's just going to create a huge amount of traffic. And what we talk to our businesses about is that our local restaurants, they don't really need any more business on Friday and Saturday night, right? They need business Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Exactly. And so we get convention centers, we get more people living downtown. We'll start to fill out these slow nights for them. So we're really excited about the compounding effect of all that.
James, tell us a little bit about, a lot of times people will be interested in NewTown, but what you shared today, but where do they go to learn more? Are there volunteer opportunities through NewTown that people could get involved with?
Oh yeah, we have a great website, and we try to lay out everything, and everything all the research and everything that we do is in our resource sector. And then Emily created what we call the hype team. So if you've ever been downtown and seen folks wearing these bright orange Clemson T-shirts. They're part of the
Is
volunteers.
she a Clemson
Yes, she
graduate?
is.
I thought so. Right.
No, so they've done a great job, and it's been replicated through Main Street. It's a really great way to just engage people in downtown, because they do a really good job. They have a little training class, so they understand downtown, and it's just nice to have, if you come into a town and there's somebody there, if you say, hey, where's this restaurant, or where do I go to do this, and there's somebody who's walking around with a smile on their face and glad you're here. I mean, it just creates such goodwill. So.
James, say it's a Friday night date night. You're taking your wife out. You're obviously going to downtown Macon. Where are you going and what are you doing?
Well, we love Dovetail, right? I mean, if you're talking about where's one place you're going to go in all of Macon, Kevin and the team at Dovetail do a great job. So we go there. And Grants is really rocking now. They're really, Wes and those guys have really built a nice franchise. So there's always live music there. Julia, who runs the Grand and Capricorn, is doing a really good job. So there's always interesting performing arts stuff to go to in addition to Grants. So it's pretty vibrant. And we've got Macon Rocks. So if you've got kids and you want to bring them down and do some rock climbing. So we're trying to really diversify the offerings so we can bring folks of all ages down here.
Hey, on a serious note though, if because our show's been growing, we've been very blessed. We have a ton of viewers. Actually, a lot of our viewers are actually getting younger. We're getting a lot of younger people, and I was wondering if someone's watching this and if they say, hey, I'm young right now, but when the day comes, I want to open up a business in downtown Macon. I've got a vision. I've got this specific passion for this type of business. What kind of advice would you give to a young entrepreneur to have them best set up to succeed in business in downtown Macon?
Well, they need to walk through the door. They need to raise their hand and say, this is what I want to do. Because if they do, then we're here. There's 13 of us here. This is what we do. We love doing it. We can kind of help them walk through the process. Not that entrepreneurism is a tried, true, cookie cutter sort of idea, but there are some basic fundamentals. And if we teach you that, then you have a better chance of success.
We're at 555 Poplar Street. Do you have some co-work space here where people can come and?
Ours is around the corner. Ours
where
is in
is
the
it?
old Willingham Sporting Goods business at 461.
So tell us about that.
Co-working spaces are really great. Basically, for $125 a month, you can get a hot desk, which means you have access to a desk, and in there we have Wi-Fi and we have printers, and you can also use it as your address, so you can get mail there. There's conference rooms, so if you need to have conference rooms, you can do it. You get a discount on your business license if you're working through a co-working space. So it really is designed to be an incubator, so that if you decide to start, you don't have to go out and buy a big storefront. And you also can get out of the house. I mean, I think a lot of folks after COVID are like, I'm kind of cooped up, I really need to get out. So it gives you a way to have a little structure for not a whole lot of cost. So yeah, there's a lot of them, there's a handful of them in downtown, and all of them seem to do well.
So I want you to put on your vision hat. What do you want to see Macon look like 5 years from today when we come back to interview you again?
Well, the interesting thing that we're trying to figure out, Hal, is Seth and Tracy at the OMPPI are working on the national park. And so they will be successful at some point. It's the federal government, right? So we can't control the timing of that. But one of the plans that we're working through is, the park's going to go from 150,000 tourism a year to well over 1 million. So if you're talking about having 10,000 people in downtown in a month, you're talking about going to 80 or 90,000. And so we're trying to figure out how do you work the flip side of that, whereas now all of a sudden you have too much traffic or a lot more than you planned. So, one of the visionary things we're trying to figure out is if you really do have a new 1 million people rolling through Bibb County, how are we going to be able to support them? How are we going to be able to make that where they want to come back? We don't want them to come here and get frustrated and never come back. So we've got a lot of that. We're working on hotels. We've got about 600 hotel rooms in the pipeline. I think that's going to dynamically change when you have a lot of business travelers that we typically don't have now in downtown. So it's an exciting time. And the other thing that I can't just people don't believe me, but we have a great group of people in downtown Macon. I mean, we collaborate, we work together. There's not a lot of egos, and I think that's the reason we're able to move as fast as we can, is because we're trying to work on some affordable housing, which is really one of the toughest things that we've ever tried to do. And we have a lot of people at that table trying to help us figure out how to bring affordable housing. And if we can do stuff like that because we're collaborating, then there's probably not a lot we won't be successful doing. So, yeah.
I have working genius of wonder and invention, but one thing I've always wondered about Luther Witherspoonville. I mean, that is such a gem. And I envisioned that there would be condos in the outfield, that the stadium would be brought up to the best it can be, and that the Macon Bacon is kind of like the Savannah Bananas, you know, they're kind of going viral and people wanting to come and the park down there is improved so much.
Right.
So I don't know if that's even a possibility, but that's one thing I've always kind of thought
Well,
would be nice to have.
And we love to dream. And we own some property down there on the riverfront, so we've always envisioned that there'll be some demand and we could put some apartments down there. So, yeah, I think as great as it is and has been, I mean, the best is really yet to come.
I think so too. It is crazy to think in 5 years we could have a national park, we could have a Mercer Medical School that is a multi-$100-million facility. We could have multiple significant hotels in downtown Macon. You could have, kind of like you were saying, up to 80,000 more people here a month, which is just nuts to think about. This place in 5 years could look totally different.
Yeah. It's I'm going to New York to do a presentation for a group called Flourishing Neighborhoods, and so we've been pulling a lot of data so I can go up there and, be intelligent. But we feel like in the last 30 years, there's been about $1.1 billion reinvested in downtown Macon. What we've got on the books that's going to be reinvested in the next 3 to 5 years is $1.3 billion. So it's exponentially increasing at this point, right? I mean, we're going to do in 3 years what it took 30 years to do.
To get to this point, wow. Yeah. James, thanks so much for the conversation. We've really enjoyed this. And it's always a good time to hear about what's coming to downtown Macon and the fun things happening here now. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.
Wonderful. Hey, and thank you guys for joining again this week. And stay tuned for where me and Dr. Harper might show up next, because you never know where it might be.